easily. Is that where you're at right now? You don't know? I got the shrug. It's fine. This is fine.
Thanks.
Good luck, Kira.
Okay, so you said pass is the lowest GPM of the day.
If they lose the
That's
game.
his prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one interesting thing right off the back is that normally Miguel is Sigma's offlane player, and Sok is their carry player. Looks like they have swapped things up. Miguel's going to be playing the carry like in this case, and Sok on the Batrider.
I don't think I've ever seen Miguel play Batrider.
Maybe that's why he's not playing the Batrider.
He's a Slark player, man.
What's wrong with Slark player?
That's all he's got. He's just a Slark
Man,
player.
every time you say, "Oh, he's a Slark player," I don't know if that's supposed to be insult or anything, because you just don't back it up. It's like it's self-explanatory.
Honestly, I
battle
actually kind of suck at Slark because I always miss the leap, like every time.
Well, you're better than Loda, because Loda today missed a leap, and
It wasn't great.
it was just like the guy was sprouted. We ain't
He's not
moving.
going
You know
anywhere.
what? You know what happens though is people have a tendency to click like on or near the trees instead of just
Oh, and the
clicking in front
pathing?
of it. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it turns
okay.
you. So I guess I can kind of see that. I wish it didn't work that way though. I wish it would just run you in a straight line until you hit a wall.
Yeah.
And then you would just have to manually move around. You know, I think that like makes the most sense. But
Do you remember when people were invis in corridors and it used to make you freak out before you even walked into it?
yeah, that was annoying. That was crazy annoying because of the way that it like detected collisions, so
Yeah.
you would actually move in a different direction. But
It's almost like you could feel them in the bush.
yeah. So bottom lane, it's not really great for
Oh,
Universe.
no.
He's having a tough time. It's bad. It's real bad. But he lives.
He went Iron Shell first. I usually get screamed at by my teammates if I do that.
Yeah, but he goes Iron Shell first in this lane because there's no real way for them to disable him that hard. Like they're gonna have poison. Actually, no, he doesn't even have poison touch. He has Shadow Wave. So yeah, there you go. That's
But, I
pretty
mean,
much why he skilled it.
hen-
Or did
hence-
he do it pre-seeing the lane?
I guess you expect the defensive trialing, but in any case, chilling touch is really what made it so close in terms of getting that kill, which is actually insane damage output on 3 heroes.
It used to work on illusions, Chilling Touch, didn't it?
Does it?
It used to. It doesn't anymore.
No, it doesn't work on illusions.
I don't believe that.
That would be ridiculous. Because you need to be able to pick something like Naga Siren and just...
No, it doesn't now, but I'm pretty sure at one stage it did.
I don't know, man. That sounds bonkers.
It's an
But this is Dota.
illusion.
I've seen worse things happen.
I've seen a bug with United We Stand and there being like 100 meepos in the screen.
Did
'cause
you see the
pick
one
them.
where you could move your fountain?
Certainly not.
Yeah,
Like, if you can move the
that
fountain,
was
what
with
can't you do?
Chronosphere, right?
Yeah, on Outshaker.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty bonkers. You just move the fountain up your middle lane and then
Yeah.
suddenly the other team just can't do anything. It's like, well,
Forward!
You know, I actually missed the fact that you could destroy fountains. In Dota 1, you just like
Yeah.
win so hard, you blow up their fountain.
I don't think I've ever done that in Dota 1.
Double
There's a
damage.
professional team that actually did it. I think it was like Zenith or something. Camp their base after they destroy the fountain. In any case, looks like we have a double damage Earthshaker running on top lane. Sok might be a little bit of trouble. He does have Firefly, so
Ooh.
yeah, he does
Missed it,
Yeah.
for sure.
lift off and
yeah, I guess to be fair, it didn't matter.
yeah.
So let's talk about the matchups, just because I don't think we've actually walked or ran through them, I should say. But it's Fata on Invoker versus Arteezy's Tinker. This is a matchup that I think, honestly, is a bit difficult for a Quaswex Invoker, just because your base damage is pretty low in comparison to what a Tinker has. And even though you might not necessarily get harassed out of lane, you're going to have a really hard time actively going for CS. Oh, Fata in trouble. The first blood comes out. PPD comes in from the side, snipes. A very, very nice block there on middle lane, and EG getting that first blood. by
Radiant's
That's the
way.
kind of
Middle
start you
tower
want
is under
on
attack.
Tinker. Like, oh, you need them boots of travel. That's like your core item, your Soul Ring boots of travel.
Yeah.
If you get that fast, you can just control the whole map at the start of the game.
Yeah, Shane, something you brought up is, you know, when you go for that Quaswex build, you generally shouldn't get ganked, but when PP gets that nice roam, gets the perfect block, you know, easy
That was
laser.
beautiful, though.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just PPD's perfect block. It was Arteezy also laying down a bunch of physical harass against the Quas regen and then finishing
Radiant's
off with
top
that 2 points in
tower is
laser.
under
Sal's
attack.
going to get cancel, unfortunately for him, but he's already doing the bottle crow. And if you ever watch Arteezy stream, that should be a very, very familiar sight. This man crows a lot.
The thing is, if you're playing mid and you're not an Invoker, you kind of have to bottle crow. That's just it. Because most of the
bad.
heroes on the map
So
don't
sad.
necessarily need the courier in the first like 5 to 7 minutes of the game, typically, unless somebody's going Midas. And I don't think the
Darkseer
Bounty
might
Hunter is
need it
going to
in
be
the
going
offlane.
Midas. Well, sure. But he'll only need it like once, right? And then you can just bottle crow the other times, or you can just go for the runes, assuming where you know where the supports are on the
Yeah.
other team. So I think for Arteezy, it's going to be quite easy actually to bottle crow this game, or at least maintain some semblance of rune control.
Actually, what's your thought about Invoker getting a bottle in the mid lane?
I don't really think it's necessary as Quaswex. Typically, like what I do
Dire's
release on
top
Invoker is I go
tower is
2
under
Quas
attack.
and 4 Wex. That way, anytime you EMP, you pretty much get the mana cost back for EMPing. And that way, you don't really need the bottle for mana regen. And since you have Quas, as long as
For
you're not
HP
actively
regen.
trading, you just never have to leave the lane. So.
Okay.
What I did a few times on Invoker is I stacked the medium camp and got the, you know, the 4 camp with the all of mana. What are
The big camps?
No, it's
Satyrs, right?
The satyrs, yeah. And then I'll EMP it, and then you get all the mana back.
Yeah, pretty nice. Speaking of EMP, RTZ takes ones to the face, but I mean, at this point, harassing RTZ is not going to accomplish much, and you're not really going to kill him just with the Invoker alone. So, what is Fata's plan here? Is he just going to trade last hit?
I mean, that's really all he can do. He can try to counter gank for any tower dives, and he can sit here and he can try to get some levels, finish his phase boots, which I think are actually coming out right now, and just get some levels. Because Invoker, even if you're not Exort, is still very level reliant. Doesn't matter what build you go, you really, really do need levels.
Do you think being Tinker as Dire is harder than as Radiant because of the Ancient stacking?
I think being Tinker on Radiant is way easier, yeah. Because you can actually stack the Ancients yourself without even leaving the lane. If you just march, there's a little edge that you can use
Yeah, if you
right
grind-
about there, yeah.
grind up
and
on
you
that
can
edge.
just use your march there. But Arteezy taking some damage middle. EMP, Cold Snap going to be used. He's going to be in some trouble. Fata wants to go for the kill. He does have phase, and the Wolf gets the last hit. Miggle with the downtown assistance.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
I mean, Wolves now get invisibility at level 3 instead of level 4, so you could do that much sooner than level 5 versus level 7. And they definitely do
Radiant's top
80
tower
cold
is
snap
under
damage. And of
attack.
course, with the phase mobility, was able to track down Tinker. Nicely done.
It's really important that Fata gets that kill too, because I believe he was still in experience range, because now he's halfway to level 8. And Arteezy is actually almost a full level behind him now, which is a bit troublesome. And speaking of trouble, he's going to spot out PPD
Heals me.
in the river. And PPD is actually going to take the regen. I probably would have saved it, to be honest, especially considering he has 2 clarities, even though he expended that fissure. But it's a small thing. It's not huge.
Getting regen on Tinker when you have rearm, you just sit in middle and just like press your spells.
Well, he doesn't have it.
Yeah, he doesn't have
so.
rearm yet, but if you did have it, it's hilarious.
I mean, when the man is bottom crowing all day, you got to give the support some love. It's like,
Yeah, I think he had full mana actually.
yeah. No, he fissure first.
Yeah, but he had full mana before.
I think he was just preemptively fissuring to make sure that the Invoker wasn't coming, because they don't have any vision mid.
There it is again.
Yeah. Fata actually throws another Cold Snap. The Wolves are there too.
Uh-oh.
Look at the damage!
Damn!
He can't even get a spell off. There's 3 points in Quas right now, and I think that is just enough to actually stun lock.
Bot lane, though.
Kill bottom, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he might get a double kill. It looks like Pasta is using that grave trying to save himself. Meanwhile, Universe very low as well. He's trying to outrun this. He does have a teleport scroll. Where's that tornado from long range? There's nothing, because well, Invoker's on the mid lane. I saw.
You thought Miggle was
Yeah,
Fata.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I
Miggle
was
was
like, wait a
Fata.
minute, that's not an Invoker.
Yeah. I was like, somebody's rotating. Good stuff.
That is actually very tough to deal with if you're a Tinker. I mean, what is your out there? If you get Cold Snap and you have 2 Wolves hitting you, you just die.
Yeah.
Should he sentry up middle lane?
Well, I think Earthshaker need to drop a sentry mid, and then Arteezy hopefully could push out. Oh, here
not
comes the
again.
gank on the mid lane. Arteezy, gonna get lassoed back. He is gonna be dead for sure. The TPs are coming a little bit too
Dire's
slowly. I
middle
think
tower
after the
is
first
under
gank
attack.
that has happened, PPD just sits on mid lane and protect Arteezy. Especially how the playstyle of EG goes, where
Radiant's
Arteezy is a big
top
part of the
tower is
carrying
under
They're
class.
attack.
focusing very heavily on him.
And then as they should. I mean, Arteezy is such a good player that it demands that focus.
Here's the
Bot lane though,
gank.
Fear.
Radiant's top
First strike kill
tower
of the
is
game.
under
Here comes
attack.
Miggle, though. He's got Shapeshift on. There's a slow coming out as well. Paz does not actually have any detection at the moment. There's going to be an Ion Shell and a Surge. He wants to continue
Paz.
chasing a Universe, but this is going to be fading a little bit soon. Paz is going to be going down, though, in the meantime. Oh, nice grave.
He's dead regardless, I think.
Yeah, he's
Where's the
definitely
heal?
gonna die.
Poison touch. Is Fear gonna
Structures
die
are
under the tower? He's gonna go
fortified.
into the tower range, into the trees, and that'll be okay. There's no TP.
Poison,
Meanwhile, on the
poison,
back line here, Migos dropping low. Migos dead, and the poison is not gonna take him down.
He was fine.
That was a close call.
Where's the escape plan?
The escape plan is yell at your team to push the wave really hard so he can actually get out of the tower range.
I don't know about
can
this.
invis, he can invis.
Ooh, he got it. Nicely done. Yeah, he used the phase boots to make sure that his invis was out of range of the tower by the time the auto attack goes off, because it will still disjoint. So
We Americans are not famous for having escape plans, but that was pretty well done.
we also ask for directions a lot.
Radiant's bottom tower
we?
is
Or maybe
under
that's just a
attack.
guy thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I do that all the time. When I got here, I had to get on some underground train in the airport, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Asked some lovely Swedish girl, she showed me the way.
Yeah. Did it go anywhere after that?
No,
That's
what
bad.
does that mean? Dirty
Dyer's
bastard.
middle tower
I just
is
gave
under
you a
attack.
perfect segue to tell a story.
That's true.
But I
It
wasn't
could've
gonna
been story
lie.
time with Shane.
I wasn't gonna lie.
Well, nobody would have known that you were lying.
I would have known.
Oh man, the morals on this guy, unbelievable. At the top we can see Saksha's getting a little bit low here. Going against Zai. Uh-oh, one another solo assumption. He's actually gonna get the kill. The solo kill from the Visage onto the Batrider.
I really like the way that EG has been
Dyer's
playing for the
middle tower
last
is
2-3
under attack.
minutes. The first key thing is, as soon as you turn level 6 on Bounty Hunter, doesn't matter if safe for lane or not, you get a gank. You get a free gank.
Fata smoke.
And not only that, he got 2 ganks in a row. Here comes Fata, smoked up, wants PP, did the cold snap though, not in range, but guess what? Bounty Hunter is in range, and he's gonna go right on Fata. Fata taking a ton of damage out to half HP. He's still chasing PPD, they want him dead, and I think they are gonna get him.
Track speed, man.
Oh man, the
Oh,
poison.
Radiant's middle tower
Dead.
is under
Oh.
attack.
Kill was outside of experience range for
So
the
close
Invoker.
yet so far. I do like the movement though, because now they can see Miggle all the time. nice creep snipe there from Fear.
Cheeky
But
bastard.
because of the fact that they're all on
Top lane,
signal
though.
side of the map,
Yep, he did.
very, very dead Visage.
Yeah, that-
Unfortunate.
The cool thing with Fear leaving the lane is it allows Zai to get that level
Radiant's
6
courier has
and
been
giving him the
killed.
experience to get that one solo kill himself, but
Yeah,
it
and
looks like
Fear
that
snipes
right
the
there.
courier as well, inside of the woods.
He's doing work here.
There's a lot going on in this game.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a ton of kills like we saw the other day, but there's a lot of movement. There's courier snipes. It's just potential action could be happening everywhere. And oh man, there's going to be probably a dive here on the bottom lane.
I think
They
that's a
sense it.
sentry ward that's being placed by the Radiant. Yeah, so they do
Oh,
see
yeah, they
Bounty
see him.
Hunter.
Yeah. And
But the
suddenly Fear's
problem
like,
is,
oops.
the problem is you see him, but what are you gonna do about it? Like you don't actually have that good of a
Vapa's coming
lockdown.
in though.
Okay.
Did they try to go for this? Maybe an early tornado.
blast.
He's going to be there. That's actually going to
snap.
land on Universe.
Beautiful.
He's going to get dropped. Now they want to go for PPD. PPD's totally out of mana. Track onto Fata just so they can run away a little bit faster. And there is a reaction from
Dyer's
Zai. He's
middle
down here as
tower
well.
is under attack.
This is all just time that they're buying for their Tinker to try to recover from the
Dyer's
early game.
structures
So
are
Well, who's buying time
fortified.
for who though? Right now, what I see is
Dyer's middle
Miggle
tower is
forcing
under
Glyph on
attack.
tier 1, and they're gonna get this tower regardless. I think.
TZ's coming in. He's going to do some damage. He probably
Is it?
wants to go for the deny. He's going to force the shapeshift. Tower is in deny range.
Oh, siege unit. Oh, here
Yeah,
comes
here comes Sakshka.
yeah, that should guarantee the.
Dyer's
And
middle
he'll be
tower
coming in from
has
Fear
fallen.
regardless.
Wait. Was that the first tower of the game and no one
Dyer's
got it?
top tower
Yeah.
is
Yep.
under
Nobody
attack.
got it.
Bruno.
Creeps one.
First tower of the game, no one killed it. Creeps.
I would have picked creeps by the way.
Everybody loses.
What happened to that Valve strat where you lose a very bad pub game but you get Arcana drops? Like yes, everybody
I
wins,
wish
right?
that's how it worked.
Oh,
I'd be
you
a
would have like
millionaire.
45 Arcana by now.
I really would.
Yeah.
At one stage, I had like a 45%
If
win
I
rate.
could actually have like $1 for every game that I've lost, where I've been like 20-2, it's not great, man.
Double
I still don't
damage.
understand how you lose games when you're 20-2.
Dude, ask Bruno. I lose spectacularly.
Did we lose
I'm like
every
the
game we played
cloud
today?
9 of pub gamers. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Miggle in trouble. No shapeshift. He's trying to run away from Fear. Here comes the ice blast, but not going to make contact. So
Fear is going to be filthy rich very
I'm
soon.
just gonna say Fear is probably one of the best bounty hunter I've ever seen. Like it just so to the T. Never actually farming in lane after level
Sentry
6.
dropped. He could be overextended a tiny bit here. Look at the
Nah.
damage. To keep going, the cold beat's not going to proc. He's behind enemy lines here. Fought in the meantime, picks off Universe. Great, going to be used. Haas wants to be able to get away from this,
Track
but
him
these
up.
supports, they can't do
Radiant's
anything.
middle tower is under attack.
They're just walking back and forth saying, no, what I'm supposed to do about this. And they're just giving away kills, so 7-8 right now in favor of EG.
Radiant's middle tower is
Just
under
lost for
attack.
word how impressive this bounty hunter
Dyer's
is.
bottom
Visage is
tower
still
is
farming
under
in the top
attack.
lane.
This is a space creator, man. I'm telling you.
Like all of a sudden, Artesia has bots in a soul ring and bottle. Like after what, like 9 minutes, he didn't have anything.
Yeah, that was the 3 consecutive ganks. 2
Yeah.
wolves ganks and a Batrider that came in. And Old Man Fear creating that space.
Humans.
The thing is, though, to keep in mind is that even though he's technically making room for the Tinker, and that's all well and good, they haven't gotten any map control, really. They're kind of just sitting in their opponent's woods without killing any of the tier 1s. Like, bottom is still alive at around half health. Mid is pretty much in the same boat.
Radiant's
and
bottom
yeah,
tower
top is
is under
more or
attack.
less the same, too. So, no towers really being taken at all. It's just a lot of aggression, and Fata buys a very, very early gem. Or, well, not him himself. Fucking Matt actually bought it for him. But he's carrying it. He's got a 4-staff, too.
They're
And he's
sick of this Fear lad.
Yeah.
And the wolves as well, actually. Never mind.
The next time Fear decides to play super cocky, he's going to be in for a surprise.
Well, I think he should know that there is a...
Well, now he knows probably because
The jig's up.
they're doing that dewarding thing, and there's visage birds over there.
Kill them birds.
All this gold from the wards.
Oh, Fear. He is invis. He's going to spot out 2 of the supports from Sigma. Oh, necessarily like what the game plan is necessarily for EG, because this isn't a hard carry. Like, Bounty is not a hero who is going to translate well into the ultra late game.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
Arteezy has
is
had
under attack.
a very, very bad time. He's recovering well, but he hasn't really been involved in any of the action. He's just idly farming. He's not even pushing out the waves.
Radiant's
He's
top
just,
tower
you know,
is under attack.
sitting in the woods. I mean, now he's pushing, but
The way that Cloud9 lost to EG when EG drafted this basic strat is to keep creating space the way that EG has been doing until your Tinker gets so far out of control with Blink, Hex, Dagons, and then just have that Tinker basically pop stop. Like, I don't have any better ways to say it.
so the Tinker is the carry.
Yeah, Tinker is actually a true carry. I mean, they look like they have teamfight hero in the form of a Darkseer and Earthshaker, but the way I remember it, that game never had a teamfight. It was just easy killing people all over the place. But again, the key thing is those tier 1 towers, and they're still standing for Sigma. In fact, Sigma is applying pressure in terms of tower control, so I think Sigma's playing this quite okay. Despite the fact that I think there was 3 or 4 track kills already given to EG.
Miguel's just going to get
Radiant's middle tower is under
his Necro
attack.
book. I think he's actually going Treads first, which, I mean, the belt could be either way, honestly, but we'll see what the choice is going to end up being. The thing with Tinker, though, is against a team with an Invoker, like, we saw what happened when he gets cold snapped.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's really not a whole heck of a lot you can do about it, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him just go for something like a Force Staff instead of a Blink, just so he has an escape mechanism for that particular situation, because if anything arises where he gets hit and cold snapped, if he has a Blink, it's useless because he's not going to be able to blink away. But at least if you have a Force Staff or a Ghost Scepter, you can potentially avoid that ridiculous incoming damage.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to have the freedom to really play that way. You know, like the way that you were saying that he played against Cloud9. And by the way, the pause is actually done, so we're going to be able to hop back inside of the game. But yeah, I have my doubts about how well he's going to be able to carry this just as a one-core Tinker.
So if I'm in Arteezy's position, I would totally agree with you. I would get the Force Staff. But that's because I don't have confidence in terms of my reaction and control.
Right.
I think Arteezy is a caliber player that can get away with the Blink Dagger. And if you have to choose between one or other, I think Blink is just better for a Tinker in terms of precise and instant mobility.
Yeah, and you can split push with it as well.
Yeah, exactly. The other day, I think, as we see Ice Blast going on the bot lane just to do a little bit of damage, Mego being forced back. The Fissure gonna hit on
Dire's
effing Mad.
bottom
Oh,
tower
it's
is
blocked
under
it out, though. Effing Mad's actually
Dire's
safe into this
bottom
choke
tower
one.
has
He's gonna
fallen.
go right on Fear.
He's like, hold on a second. I'm fine.
Yeah, the other day, I think Dendi played a Tinker against
Fata going in, EMP, but he's actually just going to back up. Doesn't want to try to go for it.
But Fear. He's on the back line trying to hunt off one of these supports. I don't think he's gonna find too
Sentries
much
are
of
down.
anything. Yeah. There's just way too much detection.
And-
If a tornado hits, that haste rune's gonna get dispelled, and Fear might be in a little bit of trouble.
I think he's going to be okay. Fata's going to run into this ward as well.
Free ward.
Yep.
Yeah, this gem actually has done quite a bit. Not only has it ward off the bounty hunter, and de-ward a lot of Zai's precious placed wards on the back line.
Yeah, I really love the early gem. That is enormous against a team where, let's be honest, Fear has pretty much been the one making most of the room for Arteezy to recover. So by shutting that down and not giving up your
Dire's
tier
top
1,
tower
Sigma
is
are
under
playing this, I
attack.
think, exactly the way they need to stay in the game.
Yeah, pretty
Radiant's
smart
bottom
play
tower is under
from
attack.
Sigma. And there's a Blink Force Staff already up on the Bat Rider, so he's doing quite well. The
You haven't
Necro
really
books are
seen him
coming up.
use it that much, though.
I think he got one gank on Tinker mid, and that's it. Yeah. But this goes slowly and goes a long game. Do you say that it favors Sigma a little bit more with the Lycan pick?
I think it does, just because of the fact that the Lycan can punish a lot harder for winning team fights than EG's lineup can. I mean, the push comparison between the two, one team spams out waves, which is EG, and then the other team is able to actually kill the towers as soon as they get to him because they have a Lycan. So in that regard, it's very
Radiant's
similar
top
to what I
tower
would
is
refer
under
to as
attack.
like the Tiny effect, where Tiny
Radiant
just kills your base
structures are
instantly
fortified.
as soon as you lose a fight. I think Sigma kind of had that going for them, and we're going to see a lasso on top. It's actually going to be on side. He's pulled behind the tower. Reaction coming in from EG. Looks like they want to try to pursue this at least a little bit. Fata's going to be taking quite a bit of damage. They desperately want that gem off of them,
Radiant's
but
top tower has
Visage does
fallen.
drop in the meantime. Tier 1 Gonna be
Them
secured.
rockets.
Fear manages to get it. Yeah. Oh, he's
Here
going
comes
deep.
Fata.
They want to go for him. Nice
Birdies.
tornado. The birds are gonna get the kill. No one to pick up the gem. It looks like EG are gonna be able to take it back, and University keeps it.
Dire's structures
I think
are
that was a
fortified.
crucial mistake for Sigma. I mean, they got the one pick off against the Visage, and they lost the tower for that.
Dire's
Either you
middle
retreat
tower
as a
is under
team,
attack.
or you fight as a team. And
I think that was past TPing in, and then he cancelled it at the last second.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah, I think Invoker being the one caught out is so important because that gem is. We just talked about how vital it is for the team. Migo's gonna survive here in the mid lane.
Shapeshift too strong, man.
Yeah. Now that with the gem gone, it allows EG to continue to do what they've been doing, which is controlling the map with the bounty hunter.
I'm really surprised actually because even if that was a 4v4 and there was a canceled TP, I can't imagine why the rest of the team would be just, let's run right away without even like trying to help Fata, because if I'm a support in that situation and I see my Invoker who has a gem is about to die, I run in front of the other team and say, take me.
Yeah.
I don't understand why no one helped him.
There's also something to do with the gem. We can see the AA blast before it hits or something.
Yes, that's an excellent point. With True Sight, you see the blast coming in.
Yeah. He's grand.
It's fine. I don't know, man. It's close.
That gem is pretty big, like huge for Sigma.
Well,
Sean
yeah,
has
it's bad for
fallen
them,
to
and
the
not only
down.
that, but now it's Arteezy's Tinker gets an Aegis on top of that, and he's going for a Hex. He's already got the ultimate orb, and he did go Blink, so Lumi was right. He trusts himself enough to be in the right spots at the right time. Maybe I'm just like you, Lumi. Maybe I just like, nope, don't trust myself. Just gonna buy a Force Staff. Here comes the last one. Fear top, pause, or excuse me, Sakshika and Nigel are both here. Sakshika didn't secure the kill.
I mean, in an even worse situation, the other day, Dandy played his Tinker against a Spectre, and I was like, oh, this is a 4-staff game.
Yeah.
You just can't straight Blink, so, I mean, I guess you just go Blink all the time, but,
Well, you want to shift Q it. It's like the fastest thing for the split.
yeah. It's actually just so good. I think they're trying to set up a gank career for Zai on the top lane. Lasso is on cooldown for 43 seconds, so I'm not sure how they're going to get this gank off, but we're here.
Well, I mean, if he gets stickied a few times and Miggle pop Shapeshift, I think it would be pretty easy. But looks like they're just going to go for the tier 1 instead, which is fine. Teleport coming in from Arteezy. They want to try to go for Zai. Cancel TP and Arteezy. Not going to be any backup for this poor Visage. He's going to teleport to the catapult in the back, but his teammate's going to be dead by the time he gets here. Now Arteezy wants to try to fight this 1 versus 2. PPD is on the back lines, ready to throw a fissure if necessary. but
Arteezy didn't actually cancel the TP. The tower died.
Tower died, yeah, but
it does cancel with bits of trouble.
Yeah, okay.
Meanwhile, Fata on the bot lane. Looks like he's going to be going for a quick Orchids. He's trying to ghost walk past here. I think he is somewhat detected. By the way, is gem online? Yeah, the gem is online, and it's on Universe.
He's got a Force Staff. I think he's going to be fine.
He's fine until the Hex comes out.
Then
Then
blink
shit gets
forward
real.
Hex, and
Yeah.
it's all sadness, basically, from then on out.
I mean, there is a couple answers for Sigma against Hexes. For example, the 4-staff on the Bat Rider is one way to deal with that. A Gray from Pos, and possibly just a clutch tornado, lifting everybody in air. That would be good enough as well. But Sigma, at this point in the game, they have a window about 5 minutes or so to do something big before the Hex comes online. Because once that Hex comes online, I think it's very easy for EG to find random pickoffs and then just take tier 1 towers, tier 2 towers. So Sigma needs to do something and do something soon.
My question is, what is the game plan for them? I mean, they can potentially go for pickoffs on the Tinker because they have a Bat, and they could just use AA ulti and Bat Rider ulti to just kill him straight
Sure.
up. I think even just those two things would probably kill
Or
him
just a
at this
cold
point in
snap,
the
like you
game.
said earlier.
Yeah, I mean, a cold snap is nice, but it's kind of optimistic to think that you'll be able to do that without having some other form of initiation, So you'll need like the backup to do so. Teleport coming in. Arteezy's going to throw out some rockets and a missile, or a laser, I guess.
I mean, we're saying about ganking Arteezy. Arteezy is teleporting in front of his entire team.
He
and
does
just
not care, like-
Yeah, he just doesn't care. It's like, yeah,
He still has the Aegis, in fairness.
that's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah, he knows they can't commit. And at this stage, I think they're probably going to sacrifice this tier 1. Teleport coming in. Sakshika is going to be the one. He does have that blink dagger if they want to try to pursue
Dire's
this,
top
but
tower is
it's
under
really
attack.
hard to blink into
Yeah,
March.
how do you blink into the Tinker when you have 2 birds protecting him, a layer of March, the rockets coming forward, the track to give vision?
Everyone get blade mail and run into it like heroes.
It's a plan.
Necro 3 is the one like him. That's pretty big.
it is. Nice tornado. Keep coming out as well. Sai going to be losing the majority of his mana. Cold snaps there from Fata as well. Lasso onto Universe. Fisher actually missed. Here comes the Ice Blast. Lands on 2. Fear and Universe both in some trouble here. All of a sudden, Sigma having quite a bit of momentum during this fight. The Panic Echo Slam from PPD. He's like, please get this Wolf the heck off of me. Arteezy coming in from the side, but he has absolutely no mana. And the Wolf's trying to chase down Zai. Miggle, he's dropping quite low as well. He's going to be trying to run. Shapeshift wears off. He's going to go for a Wolf body block. Perhaps Arteezy just chasing him down. Sakshka actually gets a kill inside of the base on Zai at the same time. And Miggle ends up going down as well. Book and Wolves chasing on Arteezy.
Fear is chasing Batrider on the top.
Yeah, he's got Firefly. He's got Firefly soon. Fly off, my friend. There is track, so he has complete vision, but off the map he goes now. The birds could actually go off the map and keep chasing. Where's the blink? Use the blink, my friend. Oh, can they go off the map?
Oh my god.
I guess they kind of can.
Ice Blast. Oh my god,
So
Fear.
close.
So I think that team fight, we saw how mobile that Tinker with the Blink Dagger can be. He first picked off, I think it was Invoker on top of the river, and then he chased down the Lycanthrope, two of the very fastest here on Team Sigma. I think Team Sigma needs to actually just chase the Tinker down. Because yes, he has a Blink Dagger, but like we've been talking about, one Lasso, one Cold Snap, one Ice Blast, any of these spells just could weaken him, disable that Blink, and pick him off. He is so squishy at this point.
Yeah.
There is that Aegis, so it makes things a little bit more complicated.
He's only 700 gold from Hex as well.
Yeah.
That could change the game a lot, I think.
I mean, who do you think won that team fight? As we see a backdoor attempt of these birds on the tier 1 tower.
It's really hard to say, actually, who got the better of that exchange, because that was just a very aggressive move from Sigma. Didn't get, like, anything
Radiant
massive out of
structures are
it. The
fortified.
tier 2 got denied by PPD.
And the glyph came out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. That was...
Well, they have Bounty Hunter, so that's always a small advantage.
I
Yeah,
say
I
that's
mean,
a big advantage.
You get the extra track gold, which is definitely good, but yeah, I guess AG came out ahead. Maybe including the aftermath of the fight, not just the fight itself.
So what do you
Another
think
Ice
Fear
Blast.
will go for here? He has his Vlads.
BKB, yeah.
Yeah.
That's been his build. You go both gold drums and Vlad.
Oh,
That's
found fucking mad in the woods.
rockets.
Rocket, I think
Oh,
that...
he did. He did.
Oh, it is. Wow, it's actually more damage than I
they
thought it
never
was. It's
miss.
243.
He's only an ice cream. He can't take too much rockets.
Oh, here comes a hex.
That's true.
One thing I noticed about Arteezy, the way he
Radiant's
plays his
top
Tinker,
tower
is
is
that
under
he
attack.
actually does take level 3 rearm. There is a build that you just don't take rearm just for the sake of having,
You get like 2 points.
yeah, more manageable mana.
Yeah.
But this man, he could manage his mana.
He has
so.
the Hex. If you have a Dagon, it's kind of different. Like
I mean,
Hex.
even with the Hex, sometimes you leave it at level
Yeah.
2. Like, it soaks up so much of your mana.
Oh man, he's smoked up top and he has the Hex too.
There you go. Fata's,
What? Just
The
drops a
farming ball.
casual meatball and walks away?
yeah.
It's like, alright.
And he's Class Wex as well, so probably does like 2 damage.
Nice awareness though.
Unfortunately for Fata, like, I really like Orchid on Invoker. I just don't think this particular Orchid is going to have much impact in this game.
I think that he's getting the Orchid not just for the silence effect, but because he realizes that having some more physical damage to the team isn't necessarily a bad thing, because Miggle is the only source of it as it stands right now.
Yep.
And if you cold snap Orchid somebody, like on EG, they can't do anything about it. I mean, even Darkseer, for example, I mean, he's probably one of the tankier ones.
He's got a 4-staff.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 4-staff, but no one else can really do anything but him.
To be fair, like, there's a lot of pseudo damage coming out from Sigma with things like Chill and Touch and How. So the team does actually right-click pretty hard in the right circumstances, but we haven't really seen that yet.
And Necrobooks always increase your right-click damage.
Yeah.
So
Vlads.
yeah.
Yeah, they actually do have some right-click damage. I think at this point, Fata, when he sees the birds, it's
here we
time to
go.
get out. Oh no, he thinks he's doing these cool stuff.
Oh.
But here comes the Tink.
I blink backwards.
Oh.
He's not going to go in.
And with the Ghost Walk. I think Fata is fully expecting this. Yeah, he is. And that's Orchid Goal, I believe.
Yep. He's got more than enough, actually.
The birdies.
Well, now he knows that there's a sentry there, because the birds just attacked him, and Sakshika's going to get a little bit of that treatment as well. But EG are doing a really nice job of maintaining the map control right now. It's important for them to keep the waves off their side of the map, just in case any team fight does go awry. That's just a strength of having a Tinker, is ensuring that there's always going to be lanes that have to be pushed out after an engagement. So being able to keep the map positioned this way for EG, it's always going to be to their advantage.
Especially against a Lycan who can just like destroy everything in seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now both Fata as well as Sok, it's been constantly trying to find that Tinker. Well, they do find him now, but the Blink Dagger coming on the backside. Sog just gets blown up because of those Visage Words. The AI Blast does hit Arteezy down to about half HP. I think he's actually going to go down here. He doesn't have Aegis or anything. Oh, he does get a Hex off before dying, but here comes Universe as well as PPD, as well as Fear. The track's going to go on. Passa's dropping low, no grave. Big dunk coming out from the Earthshaker. They do get a couple more kills, and I think EG handily wins that team fight. Tinker comes right back after a buyback. He wants more. The Blink, where's the Hex? Fata is so fast with that Phase and Wex.
Yeah, and Arteezy actually blinked the wrong way. It was nighttime, so he didn't have vision of Fata running straight back to the tier 2. I think he was probably going for the extra kill, but at the very least, they're going to be able to get a tier 2 here, I think. There's only 2 heroes alive. Nice tornado coming out from Fata, doing still a reasonable amount of damage. And there's 3 birds out because the Aghanim on Visage, so...
Yeah, that's when Fear rotated and gave farm to the Visage early in the game.
That's going to hurt, man.
Yeah.
That Ice Blast.
Grand.
Yeah, so I mean, EG doesn't have a carry,
attack.
but all these fights are taking, they're not actual true team fights, right? It's very scrappy, it's back and forth, and I think that really favor heroes such as Bounty Hunter, Visage Birds that are everywhere, and more importantly, a Tinker with a Blink Dagger. Because in a true 5v5 team fight, you want things like big AoE spells like Vacuum and Tornado and Ice Blast and all that stuff. But when it's one fight here, one fight there, you really want the Blink Tinker. And that Blink Tinker is...
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's doing so much work.
I think that was about as close to a full-on 5-on-5 as we've gotten this whole game.
Yes.
So, with that being said, they did manage to isolate Arteezy pretty quick, and he bought back, and honestly, it was a bit of a waste, because they didn't really get anything, particularly out of the buyback, and Pos, just good night, man. You are not getting away from... Oh, maybe he will. Wow, Arteezy didn't fully commit. Maybe he was just worried that they were more behind...
the Ice Blast.
More behind Pos, yeah. That scare tactic, man. Worked out. I thought he would actually go for that.
I would have went for it. I would have. The blood would have been just rushing to my head.
The bloodlust. You're
Yeah.
just like, get the kill.
Probably why I'm bad at Dota.
It's easy to get caught up in the moment, man. Happens to the best of us. Roshan's up again.
Yep. The scoutings are coming out from Wolf, but Fair does have that gem available, so they can invisibility. I mean, I think this is something that you said once before. Like, when you have a Mexican standoff at the Roshan pit like that, the team with Tinker, Furion is a team that's...
Never
well,
count their
with a global push, I guess, is a team that's eventually favored.
You've applied the pressure and forced them to rotate.
The issue lies in the team that has better mobility is always going to win out in the longer duration games most of the time. Oh, PPD getting caught out though. He's going to eat the lasso and the Orchid. Now they want to try to go on Fati. 4 steps away. Vacuum hits on 2. Pos with a very, very early grave here. Pops the BKB. He's continuing to chase. He wants fucking mad. The Rockets though are going to be able to seal the kill. Arteezy gets a double in the meantime. Fata being chased down. Here comes Sakshka. Can they stop Fear from chasing down this Invoker? Here comes the Blink Hex. It's a triple for Arteezy. He's going for more. He doesn't have really any mana left whatsoever. And it's going to be Universe who actually gets the last. And that is a complete team wipe.
Would you call that a team fight?
I mean, it was a team something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was necessarily a fight.
I mean, like...
I mean, they went all in on PPD of everyone. Maybe they were just concerned that they couldn't get a good initiation on Arteezy because
they
of the
can't
fact
find Arteezy.
Yeah, I mean...
Radiant's middle
okay, he's been positioned well.
attack.
I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
Yeah.
But they even had a ward on the high ground. As soon as you try to commit to a fight, like, send somebody else in
Radiant's
first
middle
besides the
tower
bat.
has fallen.
Like, I don't think the bat can be the first one to initiate unless he sees the Tinker.
Radiant's
Yeah.
middle tower is under attack.
The problem, Arteezy hasn't been seen. He's playing well, he's positioned well. Now he's got a Dagon. The strength of this lineup is also something that we haven't discussed, is how well they chase. With a single track, the Vision's there, the Rocket's going to be coming in, the Blink Dagger from the birds as well. Yeah, it's just so much. I think in the last team fight, I really would have liked to see a Yules on the Invoker much more, because he tried to get away, but the track is constantly on him. Yules is something that could dispel it if you want to use it. You could.
They have a gem though.
Yeah, but
just
the
the
track
track.
speed.
Yeah, you can't go into
Because
fog.
if you ghost walk now and you're not tracked, you'll still run faster than them, even if you, even if they have a gem. Like, they can see you, but they can't catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like another free Roshan here for EG.
This is very refreshing. Like, going into 32 minutes into the game and say, hey, we don't have a single true hard carry, but through pickoffs, Roshan kills, and more importantly, track kills, they're hanging along. They're just fine. In fact, if we look at the gold, about 7,500.
Yeah, experience is looking to be about the same. The graphs are actually almost identical. It's kind of weird. But that just goes to show how close the game has been up until this point. That one
Dire's
particular
top
fight that we
tower
just
is
saw
under
that
attack.
ended up being a team wipe in favor of EG is kind of where the momentum I think is going to start to change. Because now Sigma are kind of in this panic situation where they want to really try to go for something. And I
Dire's
don't know
top
if they're going to
tower
find
is
the opening
under
they're looking
attack.
for.
Over Dagon now for that burst damage.
Yeah, just got
We're-
Dagon too.
Poor Das. Pass is looking good for. Wait, who has the? That's the GPM.
I don't remember what key it is. Let's see. Can't. There we go.
Oh,
So 550.
Was it U for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to rekey them. Like GPM's G for me. So
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. I
G
should
for
have
gold.
done that at some point. But honestly, I don't spectate my own games that I cast anymore. I only do it for this because
what a bait!
Yeah,
They're gonna find
Arteezy,
him.
he's gonna get Orchid. He doesn't have an Aegis. He's gonna be able to get the Hex up on Fata. Does quite a bit of damage before he goes down. The birds might be able to secure it, but Fata, he 4 staffs away, and they're not gonna be able to get the kill that they were looking for with the birds. But that's a big pick. Like getting Arteezy off the map for 90 seconds.
he used buyback as well, so they
Yeah.
have a
I
lot
mean,
of time.
as good as that pick was, keep in mind that Sigma had looked for that pick for the past 10 to 15 minutes. Like this Bat Rider and this Invoker has been constantly walking around. Yeah, they got a pick, but what are you really going to do for 90 seconds when the creep equilibrium on all 3 lanes are pushed on your side? There's no Roshan to take because it's done. Yes, you're just going to push out the lane, and guess what? Round 2 when the Tinker's back alive is going to happen again. So, good pick. How much does that really accomplish? I'm not sure.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I just think that it's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
yeah, sure.
if they didn't kill him, it would have just been slow suffering, and they probably would have gotten asphyxiated by just getting pushed in every single lane and not being able to really take an engagement. But Miguel's now got his BKB, and he has Book on top of that with his Medallion and his Vlad, so he's getting a pretty decent chunk of farm. The only issue is they don't have any map to really use. It's kind of they're sitting on their side of the map, and the only gank that they've been able to execute, like you said, has been that one on Arteezy. So buying time, not sure it's really going to work out at this point. The supports really are kind of becoming the Achilles heel for Sigma because they're dying to the Bounty Hunter and the Tinker Rockets every single fight.
Yes.
So we made this comparison of which team really has the better carry potential, but it doesn't matter who has the better carry if the rest of the team can't hold their own.
Yes.
You know.
And
They
as
can't
a,
live.
as a contrast, if you look at the supports on EG side, the Birds,
Radiant's
not the
top
hero,
tower is
Visage,
under
has been
attack.
doing so much not being there. Meanwhile, it looks like we are going to find a pick on side. Side being dragged up on the high ground. He's there, but he's not really dying. Guess what? Tinker's back alive, so I don't think you
Radiant's
want to
top
take any
tower
extended
is
team
under
fight.
attack.
Epic Man gets tracked, and he's like literally dead now. Like, it doesn't matter where he goes unless he goes back to well, he's dead. And there we go.
Well, he's going to go back to the well, just not necessarily the way he wanted to go. Oh, the Miguel, he wants to go in. He's going on Fear, pops the BKB. Shuriken going to get the kill on AA. Now Fear on the run, trying to get out, but there is a book 3-4 detection, and Arteezy's going to be able to kill Fata. In the meantime, Pop
got Aegis.
also drops. Yep, Aegis. Now Pop will be respawning in just a second. No one else tracked
Tinker's
up just yet.
coming.
He really wants to go for it. Yeah, he's teleporting in on one of the many random little things that are around here. I don't know if it was a wolf or if it was a bird or
It was
what.
a bird. The wolves are on it.
but- Yeah.
The way
Or
I
no, I meant the wait, what did I mean? I don't know what I meant.
You Necrobook maybe? You got
drunk.
confused. Yeah.
No, the book is on the like.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think really Sigma could only win a team fight if they could win it quick. Because as long as these team fights are going longer and longer, it just gives more time for Tinker to go back to base, get mana, come back. And EG is very well equipped to fight long drawn out team fights with things like bounty tracks, giving everybody mobility, the birds flying everywhere, the multitude of 4 staffs and mechs to keep everybody else alive. So one needs to find that one big EMP tornado ice blast and call it a day. And if not, these team fights will keep going the way they are going.
Is that what you say if you're fucking mad here? That's what you say to your team. We need
Yes. But the problem is their team can't do that. Like, you don't have a Lunar Eclipse or a Vacuum Meteor. I just don't think EG will be caught. And the way that they've been playing, they're never caught as 5. In fact, they're splitting up and farming all over the place.
I'm a bit concerned, really, what their game plan is supposed to be because their Invoker went Quas Wex, right? So he doesn't really do a lot of damage with Meteor combos.
to. He's been level 17 for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes now as well.
Yeah, it's really difficult though because they need to leave the map really for Miguel to farm. and other heroes need farm too. So when you're kind of just stuck on your side of the map and you're trying to recover, you're not getting as much as the other team because EG can farm their jungle, they can continue to push, they can farm even Sigma's jungle because Sigma can't fight them. So all they have to do is aggressively position themselves, and then all of a sudden Sigma just have to sit in their base. I mean, it's not a good spot to be in.
When this Dagon that's coming into play as well, oh my god.
It's level 4 now, almost
Nearly
level 5.
5.
Amount of zapping that's going to happen is just not great. And the problem is heroes like the Dazzle, like Pos, he pretty much insta-dies to
Even though he's an Urn and Threads, which is
yeah,
pretty...
like he will instantly die to Laser Rocket Dagon.
Yeah, as long as there's a track on him, they don't even have to focus him to kill him early. It's just as long as track is on there, eventually he'll just die to some rockets, some form of Blink Hex Dagon. It's sad life, but you can't get trapped.
Yeah, it's not great if you're a support really for Sigma. This is the team that really just eats the supports though, and I think it's a really clever draft by EG in that sense because, as I said,
tower is under
like
attack.
Dazzle and AA, they don't stand up to Bounty Hunter and Tinker Rockets. Like you can't be in a good position ever.
What
against
supports
these types of heroes.
would you have in this case?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily about what supports you would pick, it's about what style of team you're going to want to go for. And yeah, top Miggle, he's in a bit of trouble here. They're going to eat the vacuum wall on top of everything else. It's going to be a double kill for Universe, so RTG coming in. Yeah, the birds were here to help out too. So yeah, that's really painful. I think they could just go ahead and snowball this into a tier 2 if they wanted to, but instead they're going to kill the tier 2 bottom instead. Yep. And RTG's going to be joining the...
He leaves the birds top to do the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Radiant's
both.
top
Why not
tower
both?
has
I
fallen.
mean,
I get
don't
it.
think it's a...
I get it, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually just game.
Dire victory.
I understand. There was kind of the sense of they couldn't ever get out of out of the
Up
run.
until 15 minutes, when they got the gem, they had a bit more in control, and then the Invoker lost the gem top, and all of a sudden it was just like...
It was the gem and tier 1 towers. I think they only lost one tier 1 top. After they lost the gem, everything kind of just collapsed.